You are Locked On Trojans Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Los Angeles on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Dun, 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 dun. Welcome to the Locked On USC Trojans Postcast on the Locked On USC YouTube channel. I am Pete Fox, covering sports in LA since 2007 for ESPN LA and NBC Sports Radio. Well, there's about 2 minutes to go at this point. The Trojans, though, comfortably ahead 31-13, leading me to say that is the most confident and complete win the Trojans have put forward in quite a while. Dominating Michigan for the majority of this game, running the ball extremely effectively with a commitment to the run, and that was absolutely awesome, but extremely balanced attack as well. Midway through the first half, there was 12 passes, 12 runs. So all in all, the Trojans and Lincoln Riley put together a fantastic game plan against this Michigan Wolverines team who came in undefeated in the Big Ten, 2-0, 4-1 overall, ranked number 15. This will undoubtedly get the Trojans back to rankings in the top 25, so we can all go through this week as Trojans fans saying, fight on. I mean, that is a dominant win in Big Ten football, playing tough in the trenches, swallowing up the run. Michigan ran the ball for just 114 yards. Jordan Marshall, 67. Justice Haynes, 51 yards. And Bryce Underwood, -4. So that is a fantastic performance there. Now, the other great thing about this win for USC is they lose the turnover battle. It wasn't a huge discrepancy, 2-1, but that's very rare that you lose a turnover battle and then go on to win the game.
This is what you'll be talking about.
The Trojans post their biggest win of the season over a ranked team in the Michigan Wolverines coming off the bye, and that tough loss against the Fighting Illini. 31-13 should be the final. Hard to say if, something else might happen here in the final couple of minutes, but King Miller off the bench, the redshirt freshman.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
So Wayman Jordan had a nice start to the game. 4th and 1 play late in the first, shifty running, got the first down, but then left the game later with an ankle injury, got rolled up on, had 11 carries for 39 yards, along of 11. King Miller comes in, 18 carries, 158 yards, just running the ball, big, physical, fast. Third string running back. Sanders did not run the ball at all today. He played, but he also left the game with an injury as well. Did he have any stats on the sheet at all? Nothing for Sanders. Oh yeah, 1 catch, 11 yards. So for King Miller to come in off the bench and do what he did is fantastic. That's confidence building. That's just huge. Showing up big in a big moment is the way it should be done under the lights, the Coliseum. And then Brian Jackson late in the game, 5 carries, 35 yards, including a touchdown, which sealed it for the Trojans, their final score of this game. Michigan has the ball at this point. But King Miller running physically rather, and toting the rock the way you like to see running back you do it. I know that it goes back and forth for the Trojans between quarterback you and running back you, but the older one is running back you, and King Miller had a heck of a game today. So player of the game for King Miller. And since we're on a roll of hitting these benchmarks, let's do the final one.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Not surprisingly, it also involved King Miller. It was at the 12-minute mark of the third, where the Trojans went into halftime leading comfortably, 14-7 at that point. Michigan had come back and scored and to tie the game at 7. And then with a few minutes left in the first half, the Trojans marched down and put it into the end zone. Makai Lemon making a just highlight reel. Like he does it so frequently that it's almost a given. But when they show it in slow motion on the replay, you're like, how did he get that ball? I mean, the defender was in his face. A 12-yard touchdown pass, an outside route, great pass, an even better catch. Just holy cow is what I said on that play. You're watching it at regular speed and you're like, I don't know how he got that ball. And then you watch it because the defender made a great play. The defender was all over him and he's falling on his back and still hauls it in. But on to the third quarter, 3 crazy plays right in a row at the 12-minute mark. Makai Lemon makes just another fantastic catch, dragging the toe inbounds. And for whatever bizarre reason, they didn't review it. I don't, even the announcers were like, what happened there? I mean, like they didn't bother to look at it. Why would you not even bother to look at it? I don't know if that was a mistake from the refs or a mistake from the Trojan coaching staff. Somebody missed it, right? Drastically, because it was a catch and they didn't even discuss it. They didn't even call timeout. Nothing happened. So the very next play, Makai Lemon gets called for unsportsmanlike. He makes a catch and gets up kind of awkwardly and trips up the defender. And they call him for unsportsmanlike. And we're like, again, I agreed with the announcers. Like, what? He didn't do anything aggressive. He just got tangled up. And maybe he said something. That could have been part of it. But they didn't allude to that at all. So he gets called for unsportsmanlike, backs him up 15 more. Then the third play after that, King Miller busts off a 48-yarder on a counterplay, which was a great execution of a great play call where the entire line pulled and went to the right. Miller goes to the left and busts off a 48-yarder with massive acceleration. Then a couple plays later, gets to the house to make it 21-7. And that was the turning point of this game, comfortably up at that point to give them enough of a cushion to where this game was never really in doubt. I know the Wolverines did score again to make it 24-13 because the Trojans kicked a field goal, but then they went for 2 for some crazy unknown reason. That also kind of made no sense, but we'll take it, but the defense today was fantastic. We've talked about this a lot here on the Trojans Postcast that this USC team has come to this season with a completely different approach, a different attitude, a different physicality, and it just goes final 31-13. And that type of physical nature, that approach, tough in the trenches, is absolutely what they have needed for a long time. And it's good to see that it's not like a facade, that they are a more physical team and they're playing Big Ten style football. So if they can keep that up, this team, it may not be this year because they've got a bunch of youngsters. They're going to be a team that will contend for the playoff. It could be this year. You never know. They're 5-1 now, 3-1 in the Big Ten. So anything is possible. And JAYDEN MAIAVA is absolutely controlling this offense and maneuvering this team down the field with a balanced attack. And, the thing is, they described it as orchestrating. And I thought that was a perfect way of looking at it because he's not trying to bust off big plays all the time. He really does. And this, you can put this on Lincoln Riley. He's finally starting to call plays that fit into JAYDEN MAIAVA's game plan. It fits his skill set. And really, it does feel like when a coach and a quarterback are on the same page, obviously their ability to succeed gets to a higher level. And that's what feels like is happening right now between MAIAVA and Riley. They really are simpatico, and MAIAVA is moving this offense down the field just comfortably. That first drive, 11 plays, 75 yards, was easy peasy. The touchdown to Jacoby Lane. The second drive ended in a fumble. But then the defense really, really stepped up. Jakeem Stewart, 6'5", 290. He should be a high school senior. He's 16, 17 years old. At 12, they said he was 300 plus pounds. I mean, come on. Like, what kind of Where did they grow that guy? I mean, that's just unbelievable. 6'5", 290, and he should be a senior. Glad to have him, and he's going to be around for, I guess, at least 2-3 more years. I mean, that is awesome. Fitzgerald had a fantastic game. It was nice to have Kamari Ramsey back on the field after the food poisoning against the Illini. But Eric Gentry and Fitzgerald were the two stars on defense. Bishop Fitzgerald, sack, tackle for loss, interception. Eric Gentry, 6 total tackles, 5 solo. Defended a pass. Desmond Stevens had a nice game, 5 and 5. But Fitzgerald and Gentry, the defensive players of the game, without a doubt. And just across the defensive line, they did a fantastic job of swallowing up the run here against the Michigan Wolverines in a 31-13 win. It is the Locked On USC Trojans postcast on the Locked On USC YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. And don't forget to check out Marc Culkin Monday through Friday with the Locked On Daily Trojans postcast right here on the Locked On USC YouTube channel. Today's episode of the Locked On USC Trojans postcast is brought to you by FanDuel. The NFL season is here and it is rolling along. FanDuel has an offer for you that you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win that first bet. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app for NFL, college football, postseason baseball, and the NBA and hockey are hockey's here. NBA is right around the corner. So what are you waiting for? Go to FanDuel.com and download the FanDuel app today and get started. Today's episode is also brought to you by Mazda's Moving the Game Forward. For those who believe it, it's not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it. There are moments that do more than put points on the board. They move crowds, move culture, and keep moving the game forward. Today's game or moment that moved me forward was that play that we just got into that I broke down from King Miller. Came off the bench as the third string running back, a redshirt freshman. 2 crazy plays from Makai Lemon, one which should have been a big gainer, one which shouldn't have been a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and then King Miller breaks off a 48-yarder, and then a few plays later gets into the end zone. That turned everything around for the Trojans and kept their momentum rolling. So he absolutely moved this game forward for USC with 158 yards when it was all said and done. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning, and just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to a Mazda vehicle. Mazda, move and be moved. The USC Trojans fighting on at the Coliseum, aka the Collie. I hate calling it that. I think it's a cool nickname, but I just sound so dorky when I say it. Even when I write it, I feel ridiculous. But it was a fantastic night over there. I mean, I think that was the biggest crowd I've seen at the Coliseum in quite a while. I mean, that place was absolutely packed. DML says King Miller is RB1. Dude, well, if what's his name? Why am I blanking on his name all of a sudden? Wayman Jordan is hurt, maybe. But are you trying to say that King Miller's better than Wayman Jordan? I don't know about all that. They could be 1 and 1A, or smash and dash, something to that effect. But Wayman Jordan is fantastic when he's healthy, and he's been great all season long. So I don't know that King Miller outperformed Wayman Jordan when he's 100%. But yeah, King Miller had a fantastic game today, and it's nice and comforting to see Ryan Jackson in the backfield as well as RB4, and he scores a touchdown on a physical run today. But yeah, it was a spotlight shined on King Miller today, and it was fantastic and just exciting and confidence. But like, this game didn't ever feel like it was in doubt to me. In the past, when the Trojans have played good physical Big Ten football teams like Michigan, like they did last year, it was the Trojans were kind of in that game a little bit last year, but you just felt like it was heavily tilted towards Michigan and the Wolverines because they play a physical game that wears you down. And the Trojans couldn't do that last year. Now they can. They can run the ball. They can throw the ball. And, that's how big King Miller was today. The way he ran the ball has overshadowed what Makai Lemon and Jacoby Lane have been doing and did again today. Those dudes are fantastic. They are ridiculously good. Makai Lemon is such a stud. Had a touchdown today, 9 catches for 93 yards. Walker Lyons, 2 catches for 42. Jacoby Lane, 5 for 35 and a touchdown. So they could spread the ball out. And, last year that was kind of a problem for JAYDEN MAIAVA. And for whatever reason, I think it's because he has fewer options and the ones that he likes are better, right? I know they were here last year, but they've improved. Makai Lemon and Jacoby Lane are absolute studs. Total all-stars, if you will. I know there's not such a thing. All-Americans, I guess, is the closest thing here in college football. But yeah, Lake McCree had some big catches, 2 for 41. Jaden Richardson, 2 for 15. So lots of offensive firepower there, both running and catching the ball. 25 receptions and running the ball 36 times. So a fairly balanced attack when it was all said and done. But yeah, the fact that they were able to play the physical style that Michigan is used to and beat them at their own game by running the ball, like having that commitment to the run was really the highlight of this game for me, that they weren't afraid to just keep pounding the rock right down their throat. Even after Michigan would score and try to rally, the Trojans just kept fighting that physical game. And then when they got into 3rd and long, MAIAVA could, find some openings and find a receiver for a first down. It happened frequently. And that was, another exciting confidence building part of this game for the Trojans. They really didn't. They had 2 turnovers and that one turnover, the interception from MAIAVA was probably the worst play of the game. I mean, it was a foolish play from MAIAVA. I'm sure he'll go and look at that video and say, I can't do that again, because they were in, I don't know if it was the red zone, but they were pretty close to the red zone if they were just outside of it. But they were marching down the field, easy field goal range. All he's got to do is run the ball and set up the field goal to keep the momentum moving forward. But he tried to fit one into a tough spot and it got intercepted. And I'm sure he would look at it and say, I wish I had that one back. But the fact is that it didn't affect them. They came right back and answered with a Fitzgerald interception to snatch it right back from Michigan and move down the field and put it away. So all in all, that's the one little sore thumb of this game. But other than that, there was not much that they did wrong. 0 penalties in the first half. 0. This was a team that has absolutely been plagued by penalties. And today, 3 for 31, all coming in the second half. But yeah, that is another huge improvement for this team to clean up the penalties like that, lose the turnover battle, and still win the game confidently. 31-13. Jamil Frazier says, this looked like a totally different team. I don't understand how they look so dominant tonight and so garbage 2 weeks ago. So strange. Jamil, I don't think they looked like garbage 2 weeks ago. Some clock management issues at the end of the game. Scored too soon at the 2-minute warning, and then they couldn't stop the Illini moving down the field. Jamari Ramsey out of the game. There was a few things working against them. They lost, and they weren't great at times. But yeah, this is a totally different team. I wouldn't say they looked like garbage 2 weeks ago against the Illini, but today they looked literally 100% better. A totally different team. And if they can keep this rolling, who knows? Yeah, the sky is the limit for them. They will absolutely be back into the top 25 now, 5-1 next week at Notre Dame. That's on NBC as well at 4:30. That's going to do it for us here on the Locked On USC Trojans postcast, where the Trojans post a 31-13 win over the Michigan Wolverines to improve to 5-1 and 2-1 in the Big Ten, or 3-1. Sorry. I am Pete Fox. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And most importantly, thanks for your comments. Take care. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.